The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft. Everyone fears something. Fear is built into us, and if you are really lucky, it will not consume you. There is a niggle at the back of your brain, reminding you not to hang your legs off the bed, not to look behind you as you run up the stairs at night after turning off the light. When passing a mirror, you hope that it was only your reflection you could see. That inch of movement you think you've seen from the corner of your eye. That blood-run cold feeling you get for no reason. That is fear. Welcome to a look into the unknown, where fear is always on the cards. Welcome to Paranormal Patter.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have a very cool episode of the Paranormal Pattern, and I'm kicking off the show here. I am Kev. As you can see, the names next to me: Kev, J-Mac, Viking, and Fee. I decided just to call Kieran Viking because it's pretty much how everyone else refers to him, and how I referred to him last night. Yesterday, we actually went out for our first week outing as Paranormal Patter team to the vaults, and today we're going to chat a bit about it. So let's get the team in. Here is J-Mac. J-Mac, hi. And here is Viking and Fee. Fee is going to be joining us forever on the
Woo!
Hi, Fee. Welcome.
Hi.
I can't hear
Thanks.
nothing. Oh, no.
Excited.
You guys hear
I
me?
know. Yeah.
We can hear you fine.
You can hear me. Nod if you can hear me. I've broke son. Wow.
Good start.
My-
Good start.
Aye,
Not that
take
you
it
can
away.
hear this, but my earphones were dying out as well.
Let's
I can hear nothing.
Aaron, let's see if he understands this. Kevin is a wanker.
What a great start to the new team.
I don't know. Hey, let's just carry on without him.
Aye. Yeah. Yeah.
Aye, he'll be back at some point.
Oh, here he comes. Hello. Here he comes.
You guys go and kind of
As he did.
chat a bit about everything until I can figure out what the hell went wrong there.
Okay. Let's just go. We'll run through the night as it happened,
Cool.
and I'll let you know what shenanigans we got up to, and mostly Kevin.
Of course.
It was all Kevin.
I figured it out. Do you know what I was doing? Right? These headphones have a microphone input. So by Yeti, by the way, same company that makes the Yeti, right? And I have a microphone that comes to here. I was chucking this cable into the microphone input. Dafty. Apologies for the technical. Andy Gibb, evening lad. Wait till you hear what we've got in store for tonight. Lads, as always, for Liam Short. How's it going, my man? And Donna Fairbrain. Hey. Aye. So for the
Hi,
first time,
everybody.
Hi.
yesterday we went to the vaults.
Aye,
done
Dr.
the-
Nick.
Done the old Reiki tours. The old stinking Reiki. I've prepared a little thing here to for anybody that hasn't ever been to the tours or to the vaults. Let me just explain to you what the vaults are. The Edinburgh vaults are a series of underground chambers and tunnels located beneath the streets of Edinburgh, Scotland. They were built in the late 18th century as storage spaces and workshops for local merchants, but soon became overcrowded and unsanitary, leading to their abandonment in the mid-19th century. Unsanitary, let me wait till we get to that point. Over the years, the vaults became associated with poverty, crime, and disease, and were said to be a haven for illicit activities such as smuggling, prostitution, and black magic, which we will again tell you about very soon. They also became the site of many ghostly legends and paranormal experiences, again, with reports of strange noises, unexplained voices, and sightings of apparitions. Today, the vaults are a popular tourist attraction and a hot spot for paranormal investigators like ourselves. Well, many tours and ghost hunts take place in the vaults, which with visitors hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. The vaults remain a fascinating and mysterious part of Edinburgh's history and culture, with their haunting legacy continuing to captivate and terrify visitors to this day. Mate, as I read that, I'm like, takes me back, man, to yesterday. Time to say goodbye. And in slow motion as I fly
That
through
woman
the air.
wished you'd say goodbye.
Which one? The one I stuck the heat in? That was a different one, right?
There's context to that will come later in the show.
Exactly. So, Kieran,
Not great
he's
context,
disappeared.
but context.
He's got a massive delay. Kieran's got a massive
He's
delay.
delayed.
Oh,
Kieran,
no.
go down. Oh no, I don't know how to do that one. I was talking about the camera. Is it your camera that's delayed? Yes. If you go to the wee arrow at the bottom of your, in fact, Control Alt Delete. Once you hit Control Alt and Delete, right? Hit Task Manager. Go, and this is for everybody watching as well. If you ever have these issues, then go to Details, I believe. Yep, and then look for whichever the app is that is running your camera. For me, it's Elgato, right? So find that app, right-click on it, set priority, and put the priority as high, and it'll stop whatever's interfering with your camera. Hey, you don't just get paranormal patter on this show.
What was really funny? What was really funny is the fact that as soon as you went in there and started kind of going through it, you went out of sync as well.
No, we'll let Kieran catch up a wee bit. So we headed through on the train yesterday to Edinburgh, and we hit Brewdog for a bit. Couple of beers. Fee stayed sober as October. Matthewman says, "Turn it off and on again." Usual, man, usual. And then we headed it to the vaults, which was an experience unto itself, because we had, once you say broke the seal, had a few drinks. I went for a pee, right? Went for a pee and was like, right, this is fine. I've got this. Start walking in. Now we're at the I'm going to impersonate the wee woman that we met. No, follow me, and I'll take you around the Griefroyers Kirkyard. Yours. Right? Tell me I'm wrong.
I was pretty good.
That's a shit. She reminded me of Karen Dunbar when she said, "You can talk to me when you come to school with your face the same colour as your neck." She sounded like that, right?
She did that. She said, "You can talk to me like that when you can bring a decent bag to school."
So we met her, and straight away I was like, what was it? I think everywhere we went, the first thing people said was, "Who's this cunt?" About me, right?
Yeah, everyone hated you. Absolutely.
Well, no. They prejudged me. And then we're later like, this guy's not that bad. I mean, that was my recollection of it.
Did they say that to you? Or?
The guy gave me his card.
Oh, this is a different guy. This is way on in the evening. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
I got his card.
But what was funny was like you went for a pee in Brewdog, and literally as soon as we arrived to do the tour, we're walking to Greyfriars Kirkyard. Kev's like, "I'm bursting."
By the way, we walked straight past Kirstorfen. All of us.
Did we?
Oh,
because he greeted the tour. He's saying hi.
Aw.
Now, when I said to the lassie, I says, "Do you know James Christopher?" She's like, "Oh, is that the guy that said hi on the way in?" I thought she just meant like, "Oh, she thinks I'm talking about a ghost or something."
I like
Same, so that, yeah.
Right, she sounds like
You
you've got her
said-
sounding like an innkeeper for Scooby Doo or something.
Because you said to her, you're like, "Oh, he's alive. He's not dead." And she was like, "Oh,
I
that's
said
good
that.
to know."
He said hi to you on the way in. I did say hi. I said, "No, he's not dead." I'm talking to her like
As you were bent over needing to pee.
I was stinging, man. So we all, I don't even remember we walked up and she was like, you had kind of shown her something on the phone, and I had said a few things to her. I can't even remember what it was. She was like, "No, if you fall down and die, it's not my fault." And I'm like, "I'm a first aider." And she's like, "Oh, we've got a first aider."
Followed quickly by you going, "I've not got a certificate or nothing."
Oh no, I do, just not with me.
You never made that clear. You just say, I'm a first aider. I've not got a certificate.
With me
So-
is what I said. Aye, I said I've not got it with me, but I've got one.
And literally, everybody in the tour was just kind of going,
Oh yeah, they were.
No, they
were
weren't.
raging.
They so were not. There was a wee lassie
were
eyeing up
raging.
my cola that wasn't even my cola. She was trying to take my cola, man.
okay, you remember things very differently to a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Ke-
standing there with my
Kevin's-
cola. She turned around and she's like, "Geez, that."
Kevin, you're a walking Mandela effect for yourself.
Because he was raging, he didn't get pizza and Brewdog.
Right.
Every 5 minutes, did they do pizza in here? Nudge, nudge.
We should have just ordered something for you.
Right.
I'm assuming Kieran's going to come back at some point.
I think he's just having technical issues. We'll get there. Hey, it's nice, J Mac. Now that our stabilizers are off, it's nice to see other people having the issues we had at the start. Hey, it's like
Yeah, I remember when we used to record our audio separately and you'd mash them together and they wouldn't mix up well together. And
I remember we used to do episodes that never seen the light of day because it went off ski whiff and it wasn't recorded, etc. So we lost so many good episodes, some great content that never saw the light of day.
it was one of the really early episodes that we did. I think it was when you were still under the banner of Kevin, whatever. And it was a good episode. I think it may have been my sleep paralysis one. And you just can't hear you in it. You're like, I'm talking away perfectly clear, and Kevin.
That's true. That's true. And this was way before. Remember, that says way before the Yeti days. So Yetis.
I think
Yeti's
at that
good.
point you were still using your iPhone headphones, like we are.
No, it wasn't even
microphone.
that. No, it was like this. It was like a connection for an Xbox.
Right.
It was like this, and it had all the bits and bobs, mental. I'm hoping Kieran comes back to us. I'm hoping. So let's carry on the story a wee bit. We then went from the wee lassie trying to steal my juice to the walking to Greyfriars, right? Got to Greyfriars, walked in, and the wee woman's kicking about like a druid. She went, "Oh, hello," right? And she takes us to stuff that we already really knew, so I'm saying stuff to her, and she's like, "Oh yes, that's right, yes."
Yeah, and I said that to you at the
laughing
time.
'cause
There's nothing a tour guide loves more than somebody that keeps telling them everything they know already.
That reminds me of the time Todd and I went to Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? And we kept saying the lines before the guy. And what happened was he then was like, he stopped and went, "Are you two just going to say my lines all fucking night? Because that would really annoy me."
Oh,
And we were like, "Yeah." Oh,
Aye.
man. Kieran's at a sink, isn't he?
no.
No, Kieran's at a sink.
He was all right
Kieran's
for
in a
me.
sink.
Kieran's in a
What's
sink.
happened
So,
Okay.
Fee, had you ever been to the Edinburgh Vaults before and stuff?
No, that was the first time. Although I think I'd go back because I didn't take any of it in. I was just too busy like watching Kevin to make sure he didn't do something stupid.
Rubbish! Stop lying, Fee.
I'm absolutely not. I'm sitting, but whatever. It's such a bad joke.
It was quite a dad joke.
Mhm.
That was my kind of joke. Hey,
Aye.
when I think about it, it's like I didn't actually get a lot of knowledge from her. She just basically said stuff we kind of already knew. She was sitting
That's
for a
because you're
while.
busy standing in front of her going, "I need to pee. I need to pee."
I did need to pee.
Excuse me, where can I get a paranormal pish about here?
You can do that anywhere.
That's literally how
we-
she spoke as well. Like, literally.
Fee, it is totally how she spoke. Right?
I like to call that a spectral splash.
Nicely done.
J Mac always says that I overhype it, but that's totally how she sounded.
It was not absolutely was.
Right. You
No,
can
it was pretty spot on.
and I think I remember like watching her as she's talking to all this patter, right, and going, she doesn't go home and speak like that. Not a
Surely
chance.
not.
She does not go home and speak like that.
Takes the hood down. She's like, that was a fucking nightmare day with some guy on that fucking tour.
No, I think we had a good rapport because I was chatting to her out of character and everything. Like the thing is, I was chatting away to her, right? And she's like, and I'm talking to her like, she's walking, and everybody's kind of trailing behind, and I just race up to her, and I'm like, all right, aye, so, but George Mackenzie in that, aye, and she's like this, she's like, oh yes. So it's like she kind of half came out of character. I don't know if she was like wanting to drop the curtain.
Slap you.
I feel like she didn't want to talk to you and she just had to because you were on the tour.
No, she was mega sound with me. I believe so anyway. I felt, hey, she done her job. And as well, we'll not skip ahead to what happened to me. But she most definitely was like,
I hope you've got some photographs prepared to bring up.
Yeah, I have some.
Excellent. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
Well, I've got a picture that perfectly. Fee said she wasn't actually paying attention. She was just like making
is
sure.
it bad?
No, it's just a picture of like you being like, I can't take this shit seriously. And
It's because you were saying something to me, and I was like, "Don't laugh, don't laugh."
I'm sure at this point I had finished needing a pee because look where my hands
No, you
are.
hadn't. You hadn't been yet. That was the start.
Are you sure?
Aye.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Was I saying, "Oh, I need to pee"?
I don't know. You were saying something anyway. I just blanked you out at one point.
Like Fee looks totally dressed for the occasion. You look like you're like ready to go to a Dick and Dom show or something.
The Cartoon Network jumper.
Mate, you were all picking it up yesterday. You were picking it up yesterday and knew it's all the Cartoon Network.
This
See,
is
you
what
had
it's
a Cartoon
like.
Network scarf. You had a
Shut up.
scarf,
Prove it.
right?
Oh wait, it was in that picture. You did prove it.
Prove it. Okay. Look at that scarf.
That's a class scarf. You're just jealous.
It's a class hoodie that's now in the wash, probably never to be worn again because it's all ripped.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Kieran, are you back along? Are you back among the living?
Yeah, idea. Probably.
Oh,
Yay.
no.
I think we're pretty much there. I don't think there's too much here to lay now, and you're in sync, which is nice.
Oh, happy
Yeah.
days.
Aye,
nice.
that's us.
What was
man.
the chances as
Superb.
well? Not to skip too far ahead, right? But what was the chances after the tour? I'm like, yo, lads. I say I got a friend who's doing a music video, right? Certain Death. Shout out. I'm like, here, let's go. They're doing a music video at Banshee's Labyrinth. I will go and we'll proper hang it. Went to it, and it was the day before. I was like, raging. But what was it? Banshee's Labyrinth was right up our street in a great way.
It was. Yeah, we'll
But,
get to that.
We'll definitely get that, right?
Coincidence. Yeah.
So-
it was a happy-
So we start off by going to Greyfriars Kirkyard after walking through some scaffolding for what felt like 4 miles. But it makes an impression, that place, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Aye.
Scaffolding.
The scaffolding, it was top-notch scaffolding.
It helped.
So the Kirkyard itself, I mean, graveyards have got a thing about them, haven't they? Even if it's a relatively modern one, like you could go into one that's the oldest headstone is for like 1976, and they've still got a thing about them. But the older they are, the bigger that thing is, and it's hard to put your finger on what the feeling is in a graveyard. But I find them really quite peaceful. I don't know if everybody else feels the same.
I used to travel through one at night all the time. It was like no one was ever in there because they'd all be shite scared. I found it very, because I used to have to go through to get to Todd's house, my mate Todd. To get through there, I would have to go through the graveyard, and it would cut out going all the way along the high street. So it was a lot quicker to just cut through the dark of night. And it was class. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
Who's
That's
next?
pretty much. That's pretty much what I was saying about the graveyard. No, what as well though, the tour started during the day, so it wasn't scary.
Aye. There was a lot
Yeah.
of people about as well, so it was hard to get the kind of the mood, I guess.
I think I was the scariest thing about the fucking tour.
Yeah.
Plum, Plum. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Tell me that's
there's-
her that I stuck head in. That's
Oh, I
no,
hope
that's,
that is.
that's Mark
Um,
Dacuscus.
No, we've had this guy on before.
Filippo, funniest thing about France, I stuck the head in a French woman yesterday. No joke.
And then you
Yeah,
made
that's not-
friends with that guy who kept speaking French as well.
Well, I never really made friends with him. He kind of just came out of nowhere and started talking to me.
Aye.
Now that Filippo guy was in before, and he was telling us some stories that we think were pretty dubious.
Oh, aye. I bet you he knows that wee woman that always tries to get a slice.
Who's
I
that?
think. What's her name again? It's no Janice, obviously. It's the wee
it is Jan
that's it. Wee wifey that.
Jan Childs or something. Dirty wee old mare.
Aye. Aye. So so we went into there, right? And the Greyfriars part wasn't really that scary. She was just basically telling us the story of olden days, and she was saying about old Jock and all this. And she's like, "Oh, and everybody loved old Jock," and I'm like, "Bullshit! He like died of pneumonia. Folk could sorted him out, and didn't he? He wasn't that well fucking loved."
Wait a minute. What did you say? He wasn't well loved. He died in pneumonia. What?
Aye, because he was out in the streets. He's out in the street. Bean says, "You missed someone getting a guitar smashed over them at the video shoot. Could have saved to stick in the nut." That sounds class. I mean, to be fair, Filippo says, "I met a goblin in graveyard. He tricked me into his big hole. I fight that goblin and pull myself out his filthy hole and run home. Why he tricked me?"
That's definitely the guy.
Well, these are the only trolls we could see. Here's a picture yesterday. Like
Oh,
I say,
the fat guy he'd. Put a pair of sunglasses on that. It smiles at you.
Here, there's an image also of J-Mac like nearly crying.
I
us
thought
on
that was a
stage.
good picture.
Aye, he looks proud to see us up stealing the guy's show.
Yeah, we absolutely did. It's a wish.
Yeah. Here's Kieran in the vaults with a perfect paranormal picture, and then a ghost happened.
Yeah, let's just say that was a ghost and move on quickly.
It was. So we're traveling through the vaults, right? I'm going to tell you a story. You guys know it, and it still hurts, right? So here comes the first of the story, right? I was walking in with you guys. We're like, this isn't scary. As you can see, the vaults just looks like that. It doesn't even look green. Kieran made it look green using his camera, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, this smells kind of just old building-y. Right? I'm like, there's nothing scary in here. I did feel some sort of presence. Like I kind of felt weighted. That's the only thing I'll say, right? Then we walk into this room and she's like, "No, this is the place." And basically said everything I already said. She was like, "This is the place that folk would come and they could store stuff here and it's prostitution." Right? And I'm like, aye. And she's like, "No, there's a circle in the middle of this room and it used to be witches, but they all left." I'm like, all right. It's like, "He who shall go into the circle will experience something. So if you do, make sure that you check your body when you leave." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, class." Like, "No, would anybody like to step inside the circle?" This is the circle, right? As you can see, nobody wanted to step inside the circle. Anyway, we went into the circle, right? We all walked.
So, bring that photo back up again.
Oh, what you spotted?
Why are the guys in the corners' feet all fuzzy?
Oh yeah.
See that?
It's like it's like they don't have feet. They're floating.
It's almost like a mist.
Mate,
Quite
and there
interesting.
she is. There's the wee woman. The woman that looks like the witch, Snow White. That's her. I was spot on. Right?
That's so funny. Her shining her torch through her hand makes it look like the poison apple.
Right.
It does.
And did I not say this was her? No,
Yeah, I think you
I
did.
don't say this was her. Right. There she is.
In between telling us how much you needed a pee, I think you did.
Right, there she is. Eli Husuoff said hello. What? Okay. Yeah. Back at you. So this was the joint, right? Stood in the circle, right? And she's like, "Oh, there's always one." And you guys got in, and we're like, "Hey, this is a circle." We're like, "What am I supposed to do? Dab in it? Floss?" Right? Totally not buying it, right? They all leave while we're still in the circle, and we're like,
Can we
"Nothing's
just
gonna
point out as well how
Huh?
nobody else wanted to get in that circle?
No
They
one
were, they
did.
were actively like walking along the walls to stay away from it.
Mhm.
Mm.
And
The
she's
power
like,
of suggestion.
Yep. So she walks away out, leading the herd from the room. We're still like, yo, we're in the circle. What's going to happen in the circle? Then I'm like, right, okay, you guys are still in the circle. J-Mac follows me, and I'm like, where did everyone go? I walk up these little stairs, right? Remember how, guys, I was saying yesterday about a slow-mo thing? I'm going to do this in slow-mo. So I walk up the stairs into a room, and I'm like, nobody here. They must have went the opposite way, J-Mac. And as I turn to say to J-Mac, at this point, I'm up, what, a wee flight of stairs, looking down at J-Mac. I goes, there's no one. I'm like, there's no one here. Right? Time to say goodbye. I'm like, fucking, this is me, right? Hulk Hogan's gonna reenact it, right? Hulk Hogan's gonna reenact it, right? Me, okay. The microphone is the stairs, and I'm like this. There's no one here. Ba-doom, ba-doom. And I'm like, right? So I went fleeing down these stairs, right? Scared as fuck. I got up, my back, arse, everything muddy and musky as hell. My hand all cut, still bits and bobs and bruises on me, right? All burst. And by the way, I don't know if you can see it here, but today I saw there was like a big line. Like, what was I holding on to so hard that, like, if I was holding on to the banister, how the fuck did I end up going fleeing down the stairs? There was a mark on my hand that would suggest that it was a ghost that done us in, right? Kieran says he's on a long restart. Christ on a bike. Don't worry, my man. We'll keep your seat warm for you. So I went fleeing down these stairs, right? I get up and I'm like,
I was very concerned for you, man. That was quite a knock you took. Like, but then you just kind of bounced up again and went, fucking hell. And at that point, I just burst out laughing.
Wait, that was a fuckery of fall. And I was
It
holding on
was.
to the banister. I'm sure I got fucked up with a ghost, which brings me to what I said. And now I'm like, right? And I said to the guys, I just got fucked up, right? I'm now rejoining the group who have since last seen me standing in the circle telling me bad shit's going to happen to me, right? And then I walk in and I'm like, right? And they all turn to me like, and she's like, oh, are you okay? What happened? And I went, I just got fucked up with a ghost. I got my hands all bloody and that. I'm like, I just got fucked up with a ghost. She's like, no, you didn't. What happened? And I'm like, I went up the stairs. Wait, no, I was fleeing down these stairs, and I'm not a clumsy guy most of the time. She's like, oh, make sure you take pictures and send them on to me.
Kevin, I've actually, I did actually happen to catch you falling down the steps on film. I've sent you a link to bring
No,
up
you
on the
didn't.
show.
No
I
way.
did.
You absolutely didn't.
I did. I've sent it in the group chat.
Let me see if I can bring it up. Right, let's see if we can do this. There we go. Right. Can I share that? It's no letting us. Oh no, I can. There we go. See this? That's actually it.
That doesn't look unlike you, by the way.
True. Oh, that was me. That's me. That was me. Right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give you the audio again. No, over this way. I just got fucked up with a ghost. No way. No way.
And that's the Teletubby at the right hand side. That was me.
Me and Kieran missed it though. We were still in the
Um,
circle. We didn't hear a
were.
thing, which
So
was
here's
strange.
my question to you guys then is
Mhm.
this. So I got fucked up, right? Today I'm out driving out in Edinburgh and someone pulls right out in front of my car and I'm like, fucking beep! Windy down and everything like, yeah, fucking right? I'm proper getting at all this on the motorway. So that was a close one. What did you guys have? What happened to you?
Today?
Or yesterday? Why is it just me that got targeted in this fucking thing?
Well,
it
one of
always
you
is.
pulled my hair and said it wasn't yours.
Nope.
I never pulled your hair.
Nobody pulled your hair.
Maybe
Well, if
Kieran,
nobody
but it
pulled my
wasn't
hair,
me.
then if genuinely none of you did, then I ghosted.
There was that guy
Yeah.
that looked like Rolf Harris.
Hey, what did I say to him as well? I called him Les Dennis, didn't I? In front of everybody.
You did.
I don't know why. He looked nothing like Les Dennis.
Folk laughed though, so they must have thought he did.
Have you got that picture to show everybody of that guy just standing with his mouth open like the whole
what was it-
time?
What was he
was he
actually
doing?
doing though? Because
I don't
Let me
know.
find that.
it wasn't it wasn't like he was a loud guy or anything. He wasn't making a spectacle of himself.
It wasn't
So-
Kevin.
Excuse me. What? You're making me to be far worse than I was. Far worse. Unfair. Unfair. You're making me to be a fucking cretin.
Look how
Oh,
dirty
yous are
I
making
am.
me
Look at
be
my
a
Cartoon
cretin.
Network jumper. That's what it was.
It was you guys going, oh my god, look how dirty you are. Look how dirty you are. And I'm just
'cause
like,
you
"Am I
are."
dirty?"
We do have pictures of that as well, don't we?
Oh yes. we do.
I believe so, aye. It
Mhm.
was, hey, it was Sarah. It was Sarah.
It looked
bring up
really
this-
so, man. Those are solid
was.
concrete steps as well. There's
Oh
no,
yeah.
they're not very forgiving when it comes to gravity working against you.
Correct. The best it is, I heard snap, snap. And I'm like, oh, what's that?
Something's
what
gonna
was
up
that?
tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, nah, to be honest, I don't feel as sore as I should, really, which is quite lucky. Hello. Who's this? Who is this? The hero.
Oh, it's Feces face again.
Not seen him in a while. Hello, fellow crime fighters.
Him
It's
and
been a long
Filippo are
time.
the same guy.
You've
They're
been
the same
rumbled,
guy.
mate.
Remember they were having a conversation between themselves in the chat, and it pretty sure
Yes.
Yeah.
it turned out that
Check
it was
this lad
the
out.
same guy.
Is it just me, right, or is there like a big hand Grim Reaper shape behind him?
I think
Look
it's
at
just
that.
the shadows from like people.
Right, but that guy looks like he's right.
I think they were filming the new Go Compare advert that night.
Go come scare, go come scare.
I mean, is he just yawning maybe, and it's just an
It's
unfortunate moment?
Unlikely that he should. Well, she was entertaining. I wouldn't have yawned at her. She was.
Sometimes you're just tired.
Oh, sometimes I. Yeah, mate. If I wasn't fucking yawning, this guy's got no excuse.
So the vaults themselves, I mean, you're almost in complete darkness, but the problem is because of UK and EU law, fire exits have to be illuminated. So it was just had this annoying green hue to the whole thing. The darkest room was it was just the empty vault that we were in that had the kind of pass through to another area. That was really quite dark, and that wee woman gave us a fright in there, cheeky wee bastard. The thing is, she didn't
Sure
like
gave
it.
me
She
a
says,
fright.
"Now, none of my colleagues are going to jump out on you or anything. It's fine." She didn't say that she wasn't going to scare the shit out of folk, so she lived up to her word.
She never scared me. She never
Ding.
scared me.
Ding.
Who is that? That must have been Fee.
Yeah.
I think she's just got an idea.
It's funny. It was like she never scared me. Ping.
She's back. She's back.
Actually, that's where the picture of that guy who was yawning was taken. So maybe it was him getting a fright.
He's like, oh.
Oh, you wee bitch.
I never got a fright off her. I don't recall getting a fright off her. Maybe that's because I was
You
too
were-
busy trying to pick my fucking ribcage off the ground. Yeah, I've got a picture here. I've got a visual representation of my fucking back. This was me after the fall, or should I say, the push.
I bet if we zoom in on that, there's some Rorschach stuff we can do.
Mate, one of those looks like an eye. Look at where my shoulder blade is.
You feel in
like
the ghost's face. He's like, "Oh, yeah, prick." That's class.
It's like look at the state of me, man. Oh, burst.
The tour was quite good, but it was shorter than what I thought. I don't
Yeah,
know if
and
you
I
felt
thought-
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was gonna get like I thought we'd go in there and Kieran would get picked up by the ponytail and thrown about or some shit, but it just didn't happen. And he's back.
Oh.
You're back, my man.
I hope so.
No.
Oh, for fuck's
He's starting to get. That's frustrating, man. We've experienced. Do you know what, man? Let's just go with it. Let's just go. We'll just give you more time to respond to stuff.
Yeah.
We could perhaps if you cancel your camera,
You can
maybe
hear a bounce back.
I can hear my voice back. Yeah, and then like a river. The old ghost zone film. That usually sorts everything. Nah,
Maybe
just
this
chuck
is
a
the
wee
bad
ghost zone film.
thing. This is the bad thing that's happening to Kieran
You've
from being
got
in the
it.
circle.
You've got it. You've got
Mhm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's just J-Mac and Fee, and I want to hear what happens and when it happens, right? And we'll post it on our IG or Instagram. Aye. So I went fleeing down the stairs. Told everybody I got fucked up by a ghost. I don't know if they believe me, but I kind of felt like it was a ghost. Then the tour just kind of after that, she was like, "And here's another room." And then we kind of just finished, and she was like, "Watch the big step. It's the biggest step in Edinburgh. I know." And we kind
It
of
was
left. And
pretty big. Like that was a big step.
it's a big step. Then we left, right? And we went from sorry, my wife actually just messaged a group chat there, right? Which is funny. For anybody that isn't aware, I run a building that is an old 200-year-old building that's haunted. And my wife just messaged in the group chat there, says, "Kid you not, someone was behind me when I was turning the coffee machine off. I went to turn around to see who it was. Nobody there." And the other week there, Linda Doyle's pal, right? Her pal was in, and while my sister was in working, heard the guy freaked out. He was like, I can hear somebody just spoke to me in the ear." Proper started freaking out, and my sister's like, "There's no one there." It's like, "A woman just spoke in my ear. Mad shit's been happening, man. Need to get back in, man. Need to get back in. Let's get back
Absolutely.
in there and fucking check that shit out."
We've been stirring stuff up in there, I think.
Yes, most definitely. So I let me check it out. So we went from the vaults then into Banshee's Labyrinth because I was like, "Lads, my pal's playing. Let's go and check his band out and all that. And he's making a music video. It'll be class." And we're like, "Oh, it was yesterday." J-Mac, didn't act like I didn't know that you just fucking dropped your guts there.
I never.
You did. I saw you. You even leaned forward.
Sometimes it's just a comfort thing.
It's a ghost, mate. It's our farts like they're dead. It's just dead air, isn't it?
It's the ghost. It's the ghost of your food.
It's the ghost of your
It's
food.
food.
Aye.
I've just done a wee food ghost. That's a great one.
Food ghost. Food ghost. Yes. Did you hear that?
I dared to.
It's just, I've got a creaky floorboard in my concrete floor.
Is that chair that you got? That different chair, the dining room chair?
Aye, I've always got problems with it. See, nothing.
His food just remember he done that. He farted like that while we were interviewing John Edmonds. And John Edmonds was talking about his pal that had died. And he just leans forward and goes,
It was definitely a lot louder than I expected it to be, but I could have held myself together if I didn't. If Kevin wasn't looking at me, because have you seen this, Fee?
You showed me it like the first time we met. That's the first thing you spoke about. And then
First thing we spoke.
Kevin goes, mind that time you had a cyst? And we thought it was because you farted so much.
Let me just find this for a wee bit of backstory, not to stray too much, but J-Mac always finds the best, most opportunistic moments to unload his love ghosts. And his love ghosts, somebody was up there. So J-Mac always finds ways of relieving himself in the most.
I think you just mute the mic when like you need to go.
No. No.
It's entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody.
It's a sound effect.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know why it's so hard to find. It was definitely on social media, and I know that I put it out as a wee standalone video. Let me just go back to Instagram. That's where it'll be. Aye. So you had basically...
Banshee's Labyrinth. I'd never been there before. I think Kieran he'd been there quite a few times as far as I remember. Fee, had you been there before? No, you hadn't either, had you?
No, that was my first time. It was awesome though.
No.
It's a really cool wee place, and it's kind of incorporated into the vaults as well, because that room that we were in for the little show at the end was a vault.
It's like the most haunted pub in Scotland, I think, or maybe Edinburgh. It could just be Edinburgh, but yeah.
I think it did say Edinburgh, most haunted pub in Edinburgh, but which is still quite impressive considering how many there are. I think he's found it.
No, I found something else though that has me howling. I'll bring it up soon. I'll bring that up very much soon. It's something sight to behold, nonetheless. And we should make a competition about it. Not found it yet. Getting there though. Just try to figure out where I left. Hey, where'd I leave that?
I know what the problem is.
And you know what? I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked that you didn't fart while we were on the tour. At least didn't fart loud enough for everybody to go, what the hell was that?
Oh, I think I did outside.
Did you?
Because I think so. I was outside for more than 10 minutes. I must have.
all that needed was me near you going, ah!
And then everybody on that tour would have loved you even more.
You're making it that...
He just fucked it.
You're making it that people didn't like me on that tour. Right, here we go. I found it. 1 second. Kieran's saying a few things. I think it's time for a laptop. I think Kieran's still having issues. Kieran, my friend, hold in there, my man. Be with us.
Be one of us, Michael.
Be one of us. Can you hear this?
As well? Is that right?
Yep.
You can hear it, yeah?
Yep.
Can you guys hear it? Aye, class, right, here we go.
That's very true. About a year, I mean, there was a good year involved here where he and I were communicating off and on. And, you know, the idea is that he went ahead and he sent out the samples to various different universities. I mean, you know, big name.
Look at Kevin just not even making an effort to honey sell again.
You know, he just sent it out as an unknown substance, and he asked for them to identify it. And it kept coming back with the same information, and that was that they could not identify what it was, and that it was, you know, something that was capable of having, you know, the qualities of being an animal or being, you know, some kind of organic being, but yet at the same time it also had the qualities of being a plant. And so, you know, the DNA just, it didn't add up. And so they were fascinated. Everybody was fascinated. And we were going to go ahead and hold a press conference and have the big world, wide world, press conference and expose the whole thing and put it out there, because
not looking at each
at
other.
one point, a letter came back saying you
You're
have proof
starting to go
positive that ET or extraterrestrials are visiting Earth, and that these samples are in no way, shape, or form earthbound.
We're like, aye, cool.
We had not a clue what he had just said at all.
Did he not notice you guys laughing at all? Like,
He
did he not
must
say
have.
anything?
We had
No.
it so well. We had
Yeah.
it so well.
Like Kev instantly just goes,
It's because I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, you didn't. You just farted while he was talking. Okay. We have a couple of comments here in the comment section. Richard Epler says, there are good ghosts. Once I restored an antique harmonium of 1860. The first song recorded was Battle Hymn of the Republic. When played back, a woman's voice was singing all the verses perfectly. No, mate. Tell us more about that. Send us a wee email. jibberjabberscotland@gmail.com.
that's the one.
Send us a wee email. Give us more info on that. Let's talk. Liam Church says, I done the Edinburgh Vaults a few years back. Went in expecting Paris catacombs and got yay old spare rooms. Spot on. Kieran! I've been in Banshees many times. Most haunted pub in Scotland. Kieran, why are you in the comments section? Get on the show. Get back here. Elemental Manifestas mixtures. Oh, I'll check that out. Most definitely. That was excellent. Right, Filippo. Mark Dagoskas.
Remember, that's Feces face. He'll be right into that.
Feces face. That's what I used to call you, Jack. There's an image here that was on our Instagram, and it's essentially the best caption wins. And if you do, in fact, let's see what prizes we got here. I got a bag of prizes here, right?
Oh God.
We have friends that are in bands and whatnot, right? There's a Tupperware tub. You could win a signed Lewis Capaldi CD, or a Snuts album, or a signed Mark Sharp and the Bicycle Thieves poster. If you can give us the perfect caption of this. What's happening in this image? What's happening in this image? Tell us what happened here, and you could win something really, really cool.
That's really unfortunate.
Write the scene. Write the scene.
That's horrendous. Oh. And what is actually going on there was horrendous. I'll tell you that right now.
No, it involves a guy called Leroy.
Leroy and Brand.
I'm hoping Kieran comes back in for the last part of the story, but fingers crossed. We have another comment here. Ectoplasm on eye. Yeah, it's sextoplasm. Sextoplasm. Why has it never been called that?
But you tell me.
It's much better. It's much better. Yes. So we went to then Banshees Labyrinth, and we're talking away about ghosts and whatnot. And for some reason, I put my head right back. Can't remember why. I'd done it.
Yeah, you were laughing. You were laughing. You kind of did a Kev laugh. You're like,
wallop, smacked the head, and was like a 50-year-old woman. Right?
aye.
So
I would say so.
Put my head right back, wallop, and she's like, s'il vous plaît. And I'm like, en français. So it turns out that she was French. And I'm like, no way, you're French. I was like, I kind of Polish guy. So I went onto my phone to get the translate app, which wasn't working. So we just winged it. And she was proper sound. And then she had a fella as well that looked like he was in a punk band. He had a mohawk.
He was a
and whatnot.
vibe. He was an absolute
He was
vibe.
so sound, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Again, I'm going to send you a picture of
Please do.
who I
G-Mac
think
had
that guy
no
looked
idea
like.
what I meant when I was like, G-Mac, this guy's a vibe. And G-Mac was like, what do you mean? And I was like, he's a vibe, G-Mac.
I was like, what? I've never heard that expression before. He is a vibe.
I think a vibe means like there's something about them. It's cool.
Aye,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's correct, J-Mac. That is so correct.
Hey, that's who he was.
This guy here on the left. Yep, that's him. And that was Kieran on the right.
So
so
I
him.
can't remember that guy's. I can't remember that guy's name.
I don't think we got his name. What was the woman called again?
It was
Phil-
like
Leticia?
Leticia.
Famka or something like
Famka.
that. Something like
It's
that.
not even French.
Is it not?
No.
Hey,
That's
anything's
Scandinavian.
French. Anything's French if you're from France.
That makes total sense. I'm 100% with you on that. If it's for France, it's French. Thanks.
I wish I had a glass of whiskey right now just to be like the wisdom that I bestow on all of you. Her husband was so sound. At first, you're always like, "Oh, this guy might not be happy that we're all like." Well, first I stuck he and his wife,
And then anything not to be happy about.
and then proceeded to chat to her about her life. And she was telling us her daughter is over studying, and her son does something also. And then
Kev listening in detail as always. Our son does something.
I know she mentioned him. And then what happened is we then got called up to a magic show, and we're like, "This can't he write this stuff, man? Can't he write this?" Went into this
Free
cinema.
Paranormal magic show. He forgot to add us that.
I was like, "Get us in!" And as I walked up, she's like, "Are you going to behave?" I'm like, "Aye."
Nice.
Hey, you're not the only one that got one of them, J-Mac. I just can't
wait a
find
minute.
mine. Where did mine go? Eh? Lost mine already, man. So we went in, and they're like, "You got to behave." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?"
Fee, you didn't have to take your headphones off to do that.
I did because the reach is too far. So if I move the laptop, it'll like spin.
No, you'll have issues
yeah.
like Kieran.
Yeah, the badge is here though.
It just seemed like you went like this.
It just seemed really strange. I did it. No, it's actually more of a reach than what it looks like.
God dang. So then we got in there, and this guy comes out and he's giving it all the patter, and he blew us away, right?
He was
blew us away.
he was a vibe. He was a vibe.
He was
a vibe.
definitely a vibe. And
His name, and he's going to come on the podcast, and I believe we're going to do something cool together. Because I said it to him, and he's like, "Cool." And the minute we mentioned to you, we're a podcast. We're a podcast. The minute they mentioned, they were like, "Take our flyers and that songs and all this." It was so cool. And then the guy's called. This is him. This guy.
Such a
His
vibe,
name is.
honestly.
I think his name's Ash. Aye, Ash Price.
Ash Price. That's what's on the badge. I love ghosts. Ash Price.
This looks like my mate Greg. Aye, yeah.
I wonder who that guy is actually.
I don't know. He wasn't.
Because he wasn't there. No,
What was
he
the
wasn't there.
chances as well, mate? Remember when it's like that? The lassie I stuck a head in got up. she got up to do something with Ash, right? And she's like, Zevo play. And he's like, oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on just till I get my translator. The guy's sitting there like, Zevo play. And she's like, what?
So why does he keep saying, if you please, to me over and over again?
Right? But what was the chances he had it's like, it was a setup, man. Whole thing was a setup. Whole thing was a setup.
I think, Kieran, are you back? I can hear you.
I think sound-wise seems to be all right.
Right. Tell us, like, obviously, you're the scientifically, rationally minded person in here, and tell us what you thought of this guy's performance, Ash Price.
His performance actually was pretty good. In terms of, he was very good showmanship-wise. Very, very good at telling a story that made you.
Made you wet.
Anticipation, oh my god.
He must have disappeared.
Yeah. So there was aspects of. Oh, did again?
You're back
You're
again.
there. You're
I
there.
hate this. I hate this.
Kieran, you're live on the show.
This is brutal. Oh,
You back?
Nah, fuck it.
Oh no.
and he's got annoyed with his computer. Time for a new laptop, he said.
Hmm.
Aye. That's a
Unlucky.
bugger, that. That's a bugger. But Kieran did tell me after that he thinks he knows how he did a couple of the things, but there was one thing in particular that pretty much kind of blew everybody away. And wouldn't want to spoil it in case anybody happens to see his show at some point. But we do plan on doing something with him. So keep an eye out for that.
We definitely plan on doing something. 100%. And his next. Oh, are you frozen? Oh no, you're back. What was that? What were
That
laughing
was nothing.
What did he shit again?
No, I did a mouth pump.
I know we've all seen it, J-Mac.
Oh, the pain.
Oh my.
Yes, man. Hey, Tempest Milestorm. I know that I'm saying it wrong because he told us last time. How can the Banshees horror show movie list not include the Lost Boys? What's wrong with this picture? Right. I've not seen you on in a while, mate. Hope you're doing well. Aye. Well, I know they play horror movies and Lost Boys isn't in there. That's a bit gash. Actually, I've got a good few friends that are in Lost Boys. We should probably have them on closer to maybe Halloween.
Still need
But
to see
yeah,
that.
I could probably take them into Banshees when they're over.
She's not seen Lost Boys. Not seen it.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
I've not seen it. Okay, don't look at me like that.
Lost Boys.
No,
You
never.
have not seen Lost Boys. I'm not happy with that.
Yeah. Is it actually scary? I
No.
don't think it was a horror. Nah, I was gonna say.
Look, now you've,
Oh no, he's raging.
Tempest is. Oh, you've just made his temper flare.
Oops.
We actually done something really cool. It was our first big thing, eh? We
Yeah.
Tom Mac over and we played a live show and it was phenomenal. Pretty class.
It's a good night.
Nice.
It's a good night.
What?
But yeah, don't try and find vegan food in Bathgate 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
That was a bit of a nightmare for him.
Even the coffee shops, man.
So I think that the best part of the night was the Banshees Labyrinth.
Oh no,
The-
everyone's raging. Ban her right now. Brutal. Cancelled.
Fee, you need to go
Yep.
see it now.
Yeah. Well,
She's no
last night-
intention of it. So,
No,
yeah.
I actually do. Last night when we got back in, I was like, I'm going to watch a movie, and I just had this really want to watch Kung Fu Panda, and I tried to find it everywhere. Couldn't find it.
I thought you were going to say
couldn't watch
Kung
Lost
Fu
Boys.
Hustle.
What? No.
Yeah, you should have watched Lost Boys.
I
Hey,
should've.
what about that clip I sent you in the Comic Con?
Which
Did
one?
I put it in the I put it in the Witching
No,
Hour
you
one,
did.
didn't I?
You did. You did.
What was it? I
And
don't think I've
it was
saw
the
yet.
the news report about the Comic Con, and she's like, "Where else can you stand at the feet of a 20-foot robot called Optimus Prime? And where else can you see a grown man dressed as Kung Fu Panda?" He was raiding. He was chubby raiding.
Chubby Raiden Kung Fu Panda.
It's so funny, man.
Remember we met that Buffy the Vampire Slayer? It was a Buffy the Vampire, he, her.
Oh, I have. I struggle with my memories of that. It's traumatizing.
Well, she
Yeah.
put a spell on you, didn't she? She was hitting you with something.
Well, I think she tried to put a spell on me and accidentally did it to the person standing next to me.
Wait, I remember her going, "We're going to do this now. Get the cameras out." So we're off filming, and I'm like, "This is going to be class." J-Mac standing there, and she's doing something quite stupid that's awkward, and you're like,
Why am I here? I was questioning every decision I'd ever made in my life at that point.
She's like, what, award-winning Buffy the Vampire Slayer? She's like,
like the number 1 Buffy impersonator in the UK. How many is there? 1.
I'd have been. I hope she's doing well. She's probably doing well. Yeah.
She looked like a Dementor with the coat off.
No, she didn't. Me. She was a bit different, a wee bit mental.
Aye, definitely.
So this wee show was quite class.
No, it didn't quite go the way that we'd hoped in regards to Kieran being involved.
I know,
hopefully, we can get that sorted for the next one. But all
I
in
need
all,
to go check out his setup. Tell him what
it's something funky
because it quite happens quite often to him.
So all in all, I'd recommend the tours and definitely recommend the Banshees Labyrinth pub, which was actually it was a good level of busy for considering it was a Saturday night. Like a place like that could get absolutely hoaching. So it was like a nice number of people in there as well. So
yeah,
we
should
definitely recommend it.
We should probably plug City of the Dead tours, which our friend James Gerstorfen actually runs. We never went with him. Why, J-Mac? He actually
because I forgot what one he worked for. Forgot what one he worked for.
He runs it, my man. Aye.
I'm sorry.
We'll need. Do you know we had something? Whoa! We had something. That's some ghostly stuff right there, man.
That's never happened before.
Ghostly stuff right there.
That actually hasn't ever happened before.
Gets knocked right off my fucking thing. See that shit? I got knocked. That wasn't even just. That didn't just fall. That was knocked.
I'd be curious to watch that again.
Yeah. Did that just
and
fall
I will
for
watch
no
it
reason?
again.
Like, did you move the table or anything?
I moved none.
Oh.
It was thrown.
It was thrown.
It was thrown.
Ghost on film. 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 Ghost on film.
Don't you just hate when a ghost like tries to ruin your podcast? Do you know what I say to that?
You are fucking, you bloody bastard bitch! Fuck you! Bloody fuck you, bloody fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch!
That's what I say.
So this was just like a wee ad hoc episode to talk about our night last night, but we will be coming up with another episode very soon involving something really cool. I think we'll let the new lassie pick something, and
cool.
yeah, and we just have to go along with it, whatever it is.
I do have something really good
paranormal.
planned.
It has to be paranormal.
Okay.
Paranormal. I do have a really cool episode planned for us also, though, that will be us delving into the theory of afterlife.
Oh, here comes this fucking tune.
The theory of afterlife.
That kid with a slide whistle.
And me like that. That's my boy. That's my boy. Yeah. So looking forward to talking about that because it's quite scary.
And on that note,
well, I'll probably never see anyone again since I've been cancelled already. So thanks for the one episode.
just watch the Lost Boys. You're allowed back in.
Aye, I'll come back and provide an update.
Definitely. That's the klaxon. That's the klaxon. That's what that is. Yes, I've had fun. I hope you guys have all had fun. Next episode will be class. I actually really want to delve into Titanic as well at some point, by the way. something paranormal about that.
No, just an iceberg hit the ship. And
Aye,
down
but
it went.
there's tons of dead folk at the bottom of the ocean. No, now, but there were that night.
Fish food, motherfucker.
That's quite brutal, mate.
What? Too soon?
Too soon. Too soon, man. That's bad patter.
It's good paranormal patter. Anyway,
Bad patter.
thanks
Aye,
for
look at-
joining us.
Look at him choking to get off. Must need a shite.
I'm not getting after choke. Right. So it's been a pleasure as always, and welcome to the Paranormal Patter officially. Fee.
Definitely.
Thank you. Appreciate it. For now.
You're welcome.
And we will.
wasn't expecting that music.
No.
I never played it. It comes on when J-Max says something, and it relates to what J-Max says. And that was that. Yeah, so looking forward to the next episode. Hit the subscribe, smash all these buttons and whatnot. Do what you want to do. If you hate us, don't even do it and just never watch us ever again. No arse. No, I'm only joking. but we will see you on the flip side, motherfuckers. Guys, anything you want to say before we go?
Sleep tight, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in
Yeah.
between.
Have nightmares.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Thank you for listening to Paranormal Patter with Kev, J-Mac and Kieran in association with Jibber Jabber Podcast. You can watch future episodes live on Facebook Live and on YouTube. You can also catch up on our previous episodes on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify and any available podcast database. Don't forget to check out our website at www.jibberjabberpodcast.com. Good night and sleep tight.
What's going on?